Hello everyone. So in this video we are going to look at yet another open source library, that is Quantstats. Okay. So before we get deep into this Quantstats coding part, let's discuss what it actually does. Okay. So if you are into finance or have been like listening to all the financial news, so everyone invest into financial markets based on some rules and based on like how they should invest into the market or how they should trade. And the set of rules consists makes a trading strategy. Okay, it can be a short-term trading strategy, it can be a long-term trading strategy. And what makes this trading strategy worth deploying some money onto it is its key metric, that can this strategy return you or make you some good money in the term that you are looking onto it. Okay. So every strategy is judged upon some key metric that if this strategy is going to be profitable for a long term or profitable for a short term. And these key metrics are being calculated. You can make some your own Python functions for it, or you can use this library to generate the entire report itself. Okay. So this is the Python package for it. You can actually install it using pip install quantstats. And without wasting any much time, let's get into the GitHub page. Okay, so this is the official GitHub page. You can see the library is quite famous and it has like 6.5K stars. You can also like have some basic codes from here and copy it to your own notebook and start running it. Okay. So we'll be exploring a brief walkthrough through this Quantstat library. Okay, the first one is installing this library. Now this library itself is based on some more dependency or other libraries, I can say. Okay, so if you want to see what other libraries it is dependent upon, so these are the libraries: Matplotlib, NumPy, packaging, SciPy, Seaborn, Tabulate, PyFinance. Okay, and if you are into coding or data science or finance, you must have used some or most or all of these libraries. Okay. So this basically takes a return series and generates some metrics that can be useful to gauge if the strategy is worth investing or not. Okay. So all it needs is a return series. You can either call it through Finance library by getting some data, or you can like have your own strategy returns and then compare it to a suitable benchmark. Okay. So as usual, like we will be importing libraries, and if you have used Finance library, you can actually get the data and then convert it into returns. Okay, so here I am getting a Reliance data, and you can see that we have the close price of Reliance as well as the returns of Reliance. So if you want to see what is the entire thing that we get, so you can actually check the data part. Okay, so this is the return that we are getting from Finance library. Finance is a wrapper for Yahoo Finance API, and it fetches the data from Yahoo Finance API and then gets it to you in Python format, in data frame format. Same thing you can do with other tickers as well. Yeah, here I have also taken NSCI, which is Nifty 50, and the periods are same, the methods are same. Okay. Additionally, you can also like since this Quantstats library actually leverages Finance, you can actually call it in a single line of function and get the Reliance return and benchmark return from here itself. Okay, so going forward, like you can either get the data from Yahoo Finance, or you can actually like pull up your own data by reading from CSV file or any other source. Okay. Now, if we go onto this documentation page, you can see that the constat is composed of three main modules. One is the stats for calculating various performance metrics. Second one is the plots for visualizing performance. The third one is the reports for generating like complete report, which is basically a combination of stats and plots actually, okay, in a kind of like shareable format or in a kind of like dashboard format. So, if you want to see what are the methods that are available in stats module, so you can actually run this function. So this is basically a list comprehension, and you can get all the methods that you have available. You can like go through each and every one of them. You have, if you need just a couple of metric and not everything, you can call as many as possible. Okay, so there are some methods which you might not be familiar with. You can actually like see the doc string for this, and suppose like I'm calling this Kelly criterion. Okay, on the returns is basically what I gathered in previous cells. So I have this reliance returns, right? So if I call it onto that, the Kelly criterion gives up to like 8%. So I know what Kelly criterion is, but if you do not know, you can actually do shift tab, and then you will be having like the doc string. Okay, and you can see a brief of what Kelly criterion is. The author has also given a wiki page to which you can follow, and you can actually like see the Kelly criterion in detail. Okay, so yeah, this is what you can do with most of the functions. And if the function has a doc string, that's good enough. Like you can see it from here itself. If it doesn't, like you can go to ChatGPT and like search for this function, and it will give you a reasonable answer. Again, if you are still not convinced that if the results, if the documentation is having an accurate representation of what the function does, you can actually get into the code from here. It's official library from GitHub, and then you can actually go up to this stats module, and in here like you'll be getting all the functions. Okay, so if I'm searching for Kelly criterion, like here's the definition of Kelly criterion, here's the entire function, and you can actually like check it from here. So the doc string which we saw there is actually coming from here. Calculate the recommended maximum amount of capital and go on. So this you can do with all the methods that is available here, whatever you are kind of like working with. Say I do not know what UPI is, so I will actually like start with qs.stats dot say UPI and press tab, and I'll do shift tab. So this is basically a shorthand function for ulcer performance index. So I know ulcer performance index, and this is a shorthand for that. So I can use UPI now with a pretty reasonable level of confidence. Okay. So you can explore these methods. Going forward, like there will be like some functions or some methods which you will not be able to call because it might not be fully developed. There might be some libraries that may have deprecated, or something that has updated in your library module, and it may not be supported anymore. Okay, so this is something that you have to bear with in open source. You can actually develop, or you can actually change the code base and make this working if you really need this function, or you can really override the function with your own module. Okay, so this is how you can make it work. The code base is entirely open source. Going forward, the plots. So that's the second module of Quantstats, that is quantstats.plots. And in here, like you have these following methods. Okay, so you can call any methods and it will generate a plot for you. So here I am like generating a rolling sharp. So I have given the reliance returns and benchmark returns. And if you see the additional parameters, you can actually give a risk free, you can actually give a period, and you can actually give period label. So everything you can customize, and as you require, you can actually change the parameters to get the result as you want. Okay, so here they have given y level, figure size. You, if you are building some dashboard, or if you are building some live dashboard design, you can actually change the figure size, grayscale, or some of the parameters that they have given. You can play around with that. Okay, going forward, like we have this snapshot that is giving you the snapshot of performance, and then you have the distribution. So all these things that you can play with, you should play with. And again, there might be some things that might be working, there might be some things that might still be under development, and the authors might be developing those. You can actually contribute to the page and be a contributor, okay, to the open source. Going forward, the third and final thing module, that is reports. So in here, like you have three versions of reports. First one is the basic version, the second one is the full version, and third one is the HTML version. Okay, so in basic version you have the basic parameters. So whatever the kind of like stats that we have seen, that you can actually see in the basic version. You won't get like lots of plots, but you will get like bare minimum, bare essential plots in here. And then you can work with the basic version. You will get the metric and you will get the plots, some things. In the full version, you will get a very extensive plot, and this is the plot that you would like to like have a deep analysis of your strategy and make a judgment call on whether to improvise the strategy or kind of like what are the metric, what are the features, what are the points where you have to, improvise the strategy, improve some parameters, and then you can get like better strategy, better returns, and like whatever your end goal might be. It is not always kind of like having higher alpha. It can always be like lower volatility or something like better sharp ratio or something like a key metric that you want to focus for the strategy. Okay. And the final thing is that you can actually like get the result report in an HTML format, which you can share actually to offline. Actually, you can take the entire report here, whatever we have displayed using the full report section. You can actually download it and then you can like save it and you can transfer it however you like actually. So this generates a report in HTML format, and it can be like it is very mobile friendly and as well as like desktop friendly, and you can share it to anyone that you want to show your result to for the gauge of judgment. Okay, so this is something that I have generated, and this is like saved in my local disk, and I can share it as I wish. Okay, so you can actually like change the risk-free rate, have some more customization as they have given the customization performance, customization parameters. Okay, so if you press shift tab, you can have all these parameters that you can change. Okay. Now, still, like as I have already mentioned, that there might be some nuances to this library, to this open source. You can actually go to this, its main GitHub official page, and you can actually raise an issue if you find some big bugs or have some suggestions on improvement of the library. Okay, so be mindful of the syntax, be mindful of the procedure whenever you are raising an issue or creating a PR for the library's improvement. It should be like a step toward improvement of the library. That's it. Okay. So yeah, this is it. You can actually like if you are into strategy creation or generation of alpha, you can leverage this library and have a kind of like better performance visualizations. Okay. So try this library. If you find anything difficult, if you find any doubt, or if you find any bugs or features or any suggestions, do let me know or create an issue or feature in its official page. Okay. Thank you.